Here's the part of editing that nobody actually misses. That's scrubbing through an hour of footage, frame by frame, hunting for the 3 takes that were actually any good. But what if you could just read your footage instead? Highlight the rambling, hit delete, watch it disappear from the video. That's text-based editing. And even Adobe Premiere does it now. The real question is whether Premiere is the best place to do it. So let's define it properly, because the name does it a disservice. Text-based editing is simple. The footage gets transcribed automatically, every word you said turned into a script on the screen. Then when you edit the script, delete a sentence, that sentence disappears from the video. So let's start with the tool that the entire industry runs on, because if text-based editing were a bit of a gimmick, then it certainly wouldn't be living inside Premiere. But it is. So first you open Premiere, and then you drop a clip into your sequence, just as I've done so here. It's the video clip with audio on audio track 1. Simple as that. Now, Premiere will auto-transcribe anything that you drag into it. So for instance, the moment I drop another clip into the timeline, you'll see that I get a little tick box up here. It happens so quickly. Actually, it's just finishing up here. Speech-to-text transcriptions, all happening now. You see, in real time, that clip is being transcribed. Everything I said is transcribed and displayed up here in the text box over here. So if you go into Window here, if it's not showing for you, just click Text and you'll see it here. You'll need to select Transcript initially, not Captions, and then you'll see every single word you said. That's right. You get the full text panel of everything that was said, and from there you can select words, delete them, and build a rough cut straight from the transcript. For instance, I could delete this bit by selecting "and my mates," hit delete, boom, it's now just a gap of 0.7 seconds, and you can see Premiere made an edit here. Let's listen to the cut. And most of them would probably be my relatives. I remember sitting in my... Okay, so maybe it wasn't perfect, but we can always tidy that up. We can also hit Command-Z or Command-C and undo. So there's no scrubbing to find your in and out points. You read, you select, you cut. But here's the honest part, and if you cut a video for a living, you probably already know where this is going. In Premiere, text-based editing is really a rough cut assembler. As you've seen there, it made an edit, it needs tightening up. It's brilliant for getting the bones of the cut down really fast, but then you're back in the timeline, scrubbing through, using the C key to make the cut tool, and well, you know the thing. Back to tracks, back to keyframes, transitions, finishing up, polish. The text panel gets you started, but it doesn't carry you all the way to the end, which is fine if that's what you want. But it tells you something very important. In Premiere, there is a feature sitting on top of a very heavy professional editor. A very good feature, still really an add-on. You're not escaping that timeline, you're just getting through all your cuts faster. Now here's a quick moment before we actually go there. I wrote a thank you for everyone who subscribed. It was long, it had a story in it about my kids, a metaphor that didn't really land. It was really just rambling, so I did the exact thing this whole video is all about. I dropped it into a transcript, selected everything that wasn't strictly necessary, and hit delete. Watch the waffle disappear line by line, and here's what survived the cut. If you hit the subscribe button, thank you. That's it. That's the whole speech. Turns out gratitude edits really, really well. Right. Let's get back to it. So in Premiere, the transcript helps you build a cut. In Riverside, the transcript is the cut. Look at this. This is fantastic. And here is my wonderful thank you here. But you can see it's rambly. Gosh, my goodness. It's like nearly a minute long. That is rambling. Now, there's no separate finishing and waiting for a timeline. Yes, you've got the audio down here so you can see the cuts being made, but the text is the edit start to finish. So let me work on this video I recorded earlier so you can see exactly what I mean. Everything I said is right here as text. Want to lose a section? When I started a channel? Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Delete. It's as simple as that. It's gone. Let's play. Quite a while now. I really thought that maybe... Incredible. What an edit. You wouldn't even know that there was an edit there. Quite a while now. I really thought that maybe... And then if I want it back, Control-Z or Z, and then we can play this again. Quite a while now. When I started this channel, I really thought that maybe... Incredible! You just lose a section by selecting like a word processor and deleting it. Highlight, delete, gone from the video. Now you want to move a clip to somewhere else, you can cut the words and paste them wherever you want them, and the footage will come along for the ride. Let me show you this. I remember sitting in my office one morning. Yes, this is fantastic, but maybe I want to say that later on. Command X. Oh, it's gone like that. And then we can go, none of that happens without you. And then just here, Command V. And oh, wow, it's actually inserted that line from earlier later in my video. Let's play. Without you. I remember sitting in my office, and that's a natural cut from me saying without you and then going into the story I actually told earlier. Cut the words, paste them wherever you want them, and the footage just is there for you. It's that literal and that easy. And because the whole thing actually runs inside your web browser, your footage lives online instead of swallowing your hard drive, and I know that. I get the constant Mac out of memory thing. Anyone who's filled a drive with 4K like me knows exactly that this matters and how much this means. Nothing to import, nothing to offload, and definitely nothing chewing through your storage while you work. Now, if you want precise control, the timeline is absolutely still there. You can drop into the timeline whenever you need to. Look at this. This is my timeline, and this is my audio here. You'll see I've got audio handles just like Premiere, nice and smooth. If I want to tighten that cut, I can, and I can move the playhead here if I like old school working with the timeline instead of clicking words. Let's play. Is that none of this happens without you. I remember sitting in my... And that's a much tighter cut. I can even, for argument's sake, tighten that right up. Let's play again. Is that none of this happens without you. I remember... Oh, that's a little bit too tight, isn't it? But the point is you start with the words, then most of the time you actually finish there too. The timeline becomes optional instead of mandatory. And then there's the layer that turns this from a nice way to cut something to something that's really, really powerful. That is the AI layer. Now I sound all right. Okay, so I want to take a moment here. But maybe there's a little bit of echo in my room. No worries. AI tools will allow me to, yes, switch on Magic Audio. We'll crank this to about 76%. No, actually, let's go to 6.7. That would be nice. And then we'll go to AI tools and we can remove pauses. Now, where are pauses? All of these little dots and squiggles, those are pauses. The pauses are the dots. Let's get rid of them. Boom, they've been crossed out in our text-based editor. And remove the filler words. Those are the squiggles. They've all gone. No ums, no ers, no pauses, no stutters. It's done. And because of Magic Audio, I sound like a pro. Okay. So I want to take a moment here because an even 6.7 is quite intense. We could dial Magic Audio down even further because I'm already on a pro-grade microphone. We don't need to go nuts with this. Let's dial it down to 28 and play again. So I want to take a moment here. And that just removes any background reverb and makes me sound even better in my recording. And when I'm done with my text-based edit, I can just go to the share button. I can download, I can export, send it to YouTube, a podcast host, TikTok, my favorite shorts platform. You name it, it's there. Two tools, same functionality, different use cases there. Go with Premiere if you're already deep in the Adobe ecosystem and if your whole pipeline lives there and you want frame level control on everything and you're happy to use text-based editing as one tool among many others. It's a strong place to start, a rough cut, and then finish properly in the timeline, as so many of us old school editors, I'm looking at myself here, I used to. For a certain kind of editor, that's the exact right setup. Go with Riverside if what you actually want is the whole loop in one place. Record, edit, clean up, repurpose, publish without paying the timeline tax on every single video. If the goal is to get from raw footage to finished and out the door with the least friction, this is the one that's built for that because the transcript isn't a feature, it's the foundation. Now, neither choice is wrong, they're just built for different jobs. Thank you so much for watching, and if you do want to get Riverside for yourself, the team have set up a coupon for everybody watching this video now. Use the code MRC at checkout, and you'll get 20% off any plan. It's in the description down there too. And now, YouTube has already lined up something it reckons you should watch next, and it's usually pretty spot on about that. So don't close the tab, stay in the flow, let it carry you from here to the next video, and I'll see you over there. Thanks.